What's going on, everybody? Q here from Hyperstocks. Thank you so much for checking in. In this video, we're going to go over Tesla and SPY. We're going to talk about some important levels that you guys should be watching for the week. And we're going to talk about some price targets in the case that SPY and Tesla do break those levels. So we're going to start off with Tesla, and then we're going to move on to SPY. Let's go ahead and get started with the recap. So last week, Tesla had a phenomenal breakout. You can see that after the stock broke above $830, the stock rallied and it ended today closing at $892, but it reached a high of $935.63. So, considering that was the highest point today, going into the rest of the week, that's going to be the main point to watch for a potential breakout. So, if Tesla breaks above $935.63, we're going to have a price target set for it, which we're going to get to in just a second. Now, looking at the trend and the overall trend, although Tesla has pulled back significantly since its breakout this morning, Tesla still closed in a bullish position. You can see that considering the stock has been closing above its previous day's highs day over day, including today, the stock managed to close in a bullish position. So the stock would have needed to close below 836.75 today in order for us to say the stock broke its uptrend. So going into tomorrow, which is Tuesday of this week, we're going to need Tesla to close above the lowest point it made today, which was 882.50. So going into tomorrow, we need Tesla to close above 882.50. Let's go ahead and mark that down. That way we have that set. So if the stock does break below 882.50, then it lost its uptrend and it can potentially decline to a low of 866 to 867, and it can even go lower for the rest of the week. So keep in mind, going into tomorrow, as I mentioned, the stock will absolutely need to close above 882.50. If it closes below it, whether it's at close or in post market, by just 1 penny, the stock would be considered to have broken its uptrend and we can start looking at the downtrend. Now, if you're looking at price targets for Tesla, and we're actually going to get to SPY in just a second and do the same thing, but if you're looking at price targets for Tesla, you need a breakout above 935.63, and the way we're going to attain our price target is we're going to look back in its history to see what resistance we have in the way, and we can see that we have a resistance at 950 to 956. So if a stock does break out above 935.47, then we can expect it to move to a price target of 950 to 956. All right, so my computer is slowing down here. I'm going to go ahead and close this video, and I'm going to move on to just SPY. Here we go. Okay, so now moving on to SPY, let's go ahead and talk about some important levels to watch for the rest of the week. Where can we expect SPY to go, and some important bullish and bearish levels that we can look at as well. So let's go ahead and start by looking at the 5-minute candles. We're going to recap what happened today. We're going to talk about some important levels, and then we're going to talk about price targets. So first of all, let's talk about what happened today. We can see that the market moved in the morning. It moved ever so slightly above last week's highs of around 413, but you can see that that did not last long. There was a negative divergence that we saw on the shorter term charts, which means the strength of this move wasn't as strong as this strength. That means there was not enough buyers to sustain the move up. Just like the rest of the previous days that we've seen from SPY and the rest of the market, we have been seeing some strong pullbacks, but the pullbacks have not been strong enough to reverse us fully. SPY would have needed to close below Friday's lows for it to reverse back into bearish territory, but we can see that they closed above 406.77, which were these lows here. So going into tomorrow, which is Tuesday, we're going to need SPY to close above 408.40. So we can mark 408.40 is going to be our primary support to be focused on. So if SPY breaks below that level tomorrow, and if it closes below that level by end of day, then we can start looking at puts back down towards 400. However, as long as it's above that level, then we can assume that SPY will remain in a bullish trend. Now we can see that SPY got rejected at 413 once, twice, and 3 times. So our breakout is going to be above 413.41. We need the stock to move above that point in order for us to look at some calls. Either way, calls will work if you place a stop loss below 408.40. However, if you want to play it the safest way possible and wait for the actual breakout confirmation, you want SPY to break above 413.41 in order for it to move to its next price target, which is going to be 416 to 418. So if SPY moves above that 413.41 mark, then we can expect a 416 to 418 mark. Looking at the daily candles, we can see that SPY closed just below its 100-day moving average. Last week on Friday, we managed to squeeze above that 100-day moving average, but starting off this week, we did not close above it, which is already a weak sign, so you have to take that into consideration. Going into tomorrow, the best possible outcome if you are bullish on the market is to gap and open above this gray line here and continue that move up towards that 416 to 418 mark. Same thing with the weekly. If the weekly candle can sustain itself above this 20-day moving average, which is this purple line, then maybe it can climb its way back above the 100-day moving average and move towards that 416 to 418 mark. Either way, guys, thank you so much for checking in. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video recap. Please give us a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel.